The Jack of Spades. If you follow the cards of truth system, you will know and agree and accept that the Jack of Spades is the energy representing the Ace, 2, and 3 of Spades with a focus on the Ace. Ideally, this energy is about really understanding at a sensory level what is a human being, and specifically who is the human being that you are. And I say ideally because usually it doesn't represent that at all. In our modern times and ways of going about life, this is an energy of utter lack of awareness, where we have taken the path of a slave. This is what you see in front of you. This is the path of the slave, of a mind that is totally unconscious, unassumed, illogical, run by all kinds of emotional patterns that rule the life of this body that was given to us. So, of course, like in any representation of life, there's two aspects of it. There's the aspect of the general ideal idea, and then there's the actual manifestation that is encountered in the day-to-day experience. So when this energy is present in your life, in your spread, in your birth spread, or in your year spread, you should pay attention to how the mind is portraying who you are, who you really are on this planet. And as a result of who you are, what are your personal immediate needs in order to go on existing as who you are. And if you look, this is the Ace. This part here is the core of a human that later on comes into a personal representation of the two, where there are specific needs for each individual that are, like I was saying, very personal because of their own circumstances. So for example, let's say you were born in the north of Europe, and I know that there's a practice there where the baby is left outside to sleep during the winter so that they, get used to the cold. they are wrapped up. They are, really safe, but, this is not something that I've seen done in my country. In my own country, for example, that would be considered probably very, very abusive. So the Two of Spades is what you as an individual needs to continue with your personal destiny, um, you know, that has limitations from your DNA, your circumstances, your place, your physical place in the world, um, your parents, and so on. The third stage, which is the three, is about, can you see how these two are linked? And then after that, there is a separation, there is an understanding of some of our needs not being as essential as we thought or as we perceived them. And it is about letting go of the idea that we have certain needs that don't serve us, that do not lead us into the life that we say we want to live. So this Jack of Spades is basically the birth of an integrated I. It is the primordial archetype, if you want, of a person who is incarnated. It is born on earth with its own tug of war between what it was offered as personal context, and by context I mean, genetic information and outer conditions, and then on the other end, what is it that they really choose to take on with themselves further so that they have the life that they want. Okay. The Jack of Spades is also, or can be, the narcissistic tendencies that we all have. Now, depending on how prominent this card is in your spread or chart or whatever else, and how it is impacted by other things, it can be a really crude, malefic personality disorder where the person is just about who I am and what I need, and the heck with the rest of you mortals. And actually I've seen it manifesting like that a lot. It can also be a circumstance where the path we've been on has taken us to such a, let's say, tragic moment that we simply cannot advance if we don't make it so that everything is about us. You know, I need this, I need that, I want this, I want the other, because simply we've been rid of everything that we needed in order to survive as a healthy human being. In my experience, this is a card that usually is about trying to survive as present as possible. What do I mean? I mean, how we are at that moment when this card appears is a sort of snapshot or a picture of the person we have become. And yes, that can be a very self-aware, go with the flow and with life person, or it can be a real monster where everything needs to be a certain way so that it follows the disease in their head. So how do we heal this? Again, I'm saying heal because in my experience this is a card that almost always is a diseased face or card or moment. Through inquiring into our personal grounding and honesty and authenticity, it is drawing from the core of our being, to understand what kind of an animal basically we are, what wants to sprout from us, what is it that we are about on this planet. And this is done again through self-awareness. It is done through inquiring into our clear needs, the needs of our body, the needs of our individual momentum, and inquiring into, are those still really our needs, or are they just like, again, a momentum of our unconscious programming? So the Ace, 2, and 3 of Spades, if they are not healthy, if they are not really scrutinized at every moment, nothing that we build upon this thing will be correct for us or will be authentic or honest. This is a card that says, I am an honest being, or I am an animal, basically. And I could explain further what I mean, but I'm going to choose not to. I will let you define these terms, because yes, it is vague and broad, but yeah, I think there's value in you inquiring upon whatever I mean when I say these things. This is also about a person actually experiencing life rather than just being a puppet of their programming. This is about recognizing that what I've been doing in my life and with the circumstances and the people in my life is or is not working. This is about radical sincerity, radical openness to be crushed and to see some things about ourselves that are unhealthy, that are lies, that are basically filthy, and that bleed into our actual experience as, circumstances that are not pleasant, or persons that do not accept and love us. So this is about unraveling, unfolding adaptations that are no longer needed in our lives. It is about a person opening up to the perception of a different reality that was there all along and never focused upon. Okay? It is about the end of projecting outwards. It is an energy that says, okay, blank slate, time to restart, time to declutter, and to really keep only what is in tone with my current vision of how life needs to manifest here as me. So the Jack of Spades can be a period of deep introspection, of deep forgiveness for ourselves and others, for decisions that lead to a radical change of behavior. It is about surrendering to life in any form you believe in, like God or universe or whatever. Um, it is also about a correct nourishing and correct elimination of whatever does not bring peace. So I think that just meditating on this card could bring powerful and beautiful realizations about where to focus next, what is really important, what is it that you want to live as on this planet. It is about who you are. It really is just about who are you. And if you don't like what you are right now, know that you will have to change that. You can only change your life if you change the ways you behave and you think. That's the crude reality about life on this planet. Okay? So let yourself really get in touch with that deeper you, where you become very conscious, very honest, and very focused and ready to simply change what you already know or what you have found out that does not work and does not serve you. Okay, thank you.